Hello friends, welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're going to make a spicy chicken sandwich with bacon. So to start with, we're going to cook up some bacon. You can make as much as you want to do this with. Basically, I'm making enough here, more than enough for a few sandwiches. Usually I put about 3 pieces of bacon on a sandwich, but you can cook as much as you want. You just want to make sure your bacon is cooked completely before moving to the next step. So we're going to take a couple of pieces of chicken breast and trim the fat off because we don't want that ending up on our sandwich, and just remove it, set it to the side, and we're going to clean up both of these breasts before we actually cook them. And we're going to put them in plastic bags to pound them out, so that way we make them a little bit more tender, but we also make it a little bit better eating experience, because sometimes when you get a chicken breast these days it can be a little tough. So if you put it in a plastic bag and pound it, one good thing about it is it's not going to go all over your kitchen, your counter, or whatever. So just pound it a few times until we mash it out a bit, and then flip it over and do the other side as well. We're going to do this with both chicken breasts. And once one is done, we're going to put it in a bowl where it's going to wait for us to add extra things on top. Now you can do this recipe with multiple pieces of chicken. I was just doing this for 2 people, so there was like 2 sandwiches. You could do like 3-4 breasts, and that way you have multiple sandwiches for people, depending on how many you need. Now once the breasts are in your bowl, we're going to beat up 1 egg and put over top of it. And then we're going to add about the equivalent of maybe a half a cup of buttermilk. And then to that, we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of hot sauce. And once you get this all in, we're going to stir it up and move around our chicken, so that way it's going to get coated, but you're also going to be mixing up everything in your bowl at the same time. So keep moving these around until they are completely coated, because you want to get a good coating of the egg, buttermilk, and everything all over these. And you want to let them sit for just a few minutes before you move on. Then when you're ready to go to the next part, we're going to add 3/4 cup of flour, 1/4 of a cup of Italian breadcrumbs, and 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch into our bowl, which we're going to use this to mix up, and then we're going to dip our chicken into it. And we're going to do the double dip thing, where once this is all mixed up, I'm going to take a piece of chicken, bring it over, coat it with the flour and everything, bring it back over, coat it with the buttermilk egg mixture, bring it back, coat it again, and then that way it'll be completely coated for when we're ready to fry. So you basically just want to coat it, wet it, coat it again. So when you're doing it this way, it gives it a little bit more of a breading on the outside, and it's a little crispier if you cook it the right temperature. So that way your breading really stays on it. It has a great bite when you bite into your sandwich. So we're doing both of our pieces like this. Now when we get ready to put these in a pan to cook them, we are going to use the same pan we made our bacon in, because the oil that was left over in the pan from the bacon is going to get mixed in with some new cooking oil to actually make these taste better, because you're going to get a little taste from the oil that you left from the bacon. So as you can see, there's still stuff in the pan from the bacon, and we're adding probably a little over 1/4 cup of oil to it. And our temperature is coming up because I already had this sitting on top of the stove ready to go. I just needed to add a little bit more oil to it. And then we're going to transfer our chicken breast into the pan and get them ready to go here. Now once they're in the pan, we're going to add our seasoning to these. So that way they are going to get it straight on top of the chicken itself. Because sometimes I mix it in with the breading when I get ready to make it, and sometimes I just put it on the outside because I like the flavor, because it tends to stay on top of the chicken a bit that way. So we're going to start off, we're adding 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and then to this we're going to add 1 tablespoon of chicken seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, to this we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, and 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now, with the way this is going on here, this is moderately spicy. It's not overly spicy. It's not going to burn your mouth, but it's going to have a kick to it. So I'm using potato bun to put this on, and yes, I put that big piece of chicken on top of that bun. Yeah, I caught myself from a bad word there. It works that way to put the big piece of chicken on the bun, because really I couldn't find a bigger bun anyway. I'm putting a little mayo on this. I'm adding some lettuce, so that way it gives it a little build. And then we're going to put the bacon right on top of the chicken. And as I said before, you can use as much of the bacon as you want to. I just basically put a decent amount on there so it gives it a lot of flavor. And then when you get all your bacon on, just put the top on it. And we're about ready to cut this. So make sure when you're cutting you have a decently sharp knife to do this with. And this is what it looks like when it's done, and this has the most amazing taste, and it's such a great meal. You will love this, because I love it. I hope you liked this recipe. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you get a chance, check out my cookbooks, which are available on Amazon and bookstores worldwide. The first is all about regular everyday cooking. The second is about baking. Have a great day.